Imagine asking 1,000 people about their experience doing something and deciding to do that thing if most of their experiences turned out well. That's the essential flavor of Monte Carlo. Let's look at an example using Monte Carlo for prediction. By the end of this video, you will be able to use Monte Carlo prediction to estimate the value function for a given policy. Let's discuss the specifics of the Monte Carlo prediction algorithm using an example with the card game blackjack. Blackjack is played with a standard deck of 52 cards. The objective is to collect cards so that their sum is as large as possible without exceeding 21. Face cards are counted as 10, while each ace can count as 11 or 1 based on the player's preference. The game begins with 2 cards dealt to both the player and the dealer. The player can see one of the dealer's cards, but the other is face down. If the player immediately has 21, they win, unless the dealer also has 21, in which case they draw. If the player does not have 21 immediately, they can request more cards, one at a time, or hit. If the sum of the player's cards ever exceeds 21, we say the player goes bust and loses. Otherwise, when the player decides to stop requesting cards, or sticks, it becomes the dealer's turn. The dealer only hits if the sum of their cards is less than 17. If the dealer goes bust, the player wins. Otherwise, the winner of the game is the player whose sum is closer to 21. We can formulate this problem as an undiscounted MDP where each game of blackjack corresponds to an episode. Rewards are given at the end of the game with -1 for a loss, 0 for a draw, and 1 for a win. The player has 2 actions, hit or stick. The player decides to hit or stick based on 3 variables: whether they have a usable ace, which is an ace that can count as 11 without their sum exceeding 21, the sum of their cards, and the card the dealer shows. There are 200 states in total. We assume that cards are dealt from the deck with replacement. This means that there's no point in keeping track of the cards that have been dealt and that the state respects the Markov property. Let's use Monte Carlo to learn the value function for the policy that sticks when the player's sum is 20 or 21.